I had an incredible thing happen to me. A year ago at this time, my wife moved out New Year's Eve last year, not this one that just passed. So last December was really rough. I took my mom to Israel at the beginning of December last year, and then I was home for the holidays in Orlando. And I was flying back to Los Angeles on Christmas Eve. My flight was at 7 a.m. from the Orlando airport. And I'm checking in. I'm the first person in line. There's people with the Delta agents. And this guy comes up to me and he says, can my family and I cut in front of you? My brother just committed suicide. We have to get to Hawaii. And I turned around and I just saw this family destroyed. They were just crying, and the dad could barely stand up. His name is Dean. He's a fan of yours. Hello, Dean. And when I knew that feeling when my sister died of cancer. I didn't know a human being could cry that much. I had I would hyperventilating crying. I would be exhausted from crying so much, physically exhausted where I couldn't even stand up. And I saw this family, and I let them go through, and it just put everything into perspective for me. I'm going through a divorce. I thought I was having a hard time, feeling all sorry for myself. I'll never be loved again. And I see this family, and I knew instantly, I know that feeling. I've been there. And I realized going through a divorce isn't the worst level of pain you could experience. And I wouldn't even classify it as pain. It's an inconvenience. So I talked about it on my podcast, and this friend of mine that I grew up with, guy I played baseball with, Chuck Bowman, whose son is a fan of yours who listens to this show, he contacted me and said, "Hey man, I know that family. The son was a soldier. He had PTSD, and he's I know these people. So through my buddy Chuck, I got in touch with this family, with the dad. So last year, over the course of a year, we've traded emails and stuff. And then when I was just home at Christmas in Orlando or Oviedo, I went and met this family. And it's a year later. They're doing much better. I mean, you'll never recover from something like that. I know. I'll never get over my dad and my sister's death. There's just degrees of better as time goes on. But I feel bonded to these people. I feel like they're my brothers. I feel related to these people, just because I feel like I somehow was in on this private family moment that was probably the worst day of their lives. I know the day my sister died was the worst day of my life.
It's so funny how I get emails.
And I text with them, the dad and the son.
You still do?
Yeah. I just met them.
Yeah.
I feel closer to these two guys than I do my own brothers, who are morons. So I feel blessed to know these people, and they were all military people. They've all served. I'm from Oviedo, Florida. I graduated in '85. The dean, the father, he graduated from Oviedo in 1974. When I was there, it was like a small citrus farming village. It was one traffic light and a tractor crossing, so I couldn't imagine.
This is Oviedo, Florida.
Oviedo, Florida. It's 17 miles east of Orlando. So it was a citrus farming town, and then Orlando expanded. They built a circular highway around Orlando, and now it's kind of like a highway exit. There's a Target and a Chili's and all that other suburban American shit. Yeah.
It's really funny how you meet people on the road sometimes who shock you also. You hear little stories on the road. I'm probably, in my phone, I probably have 20 people who I keep in touch with from the road that just touch you. Sometimes the road could be a fucking lonely place, and somebody just talks to you not even from a comedy perspective. And then they find out later you're a comic, and we get to talk, and they go, "Oh, my uncle likes you," or whatever the fuck it is, and you have this relationship with them for life,
Yeah.
I have the Lingus in Chicago, Bobby Sharon in Texas. You meet these people, and it adds so much pizzazz. Ookie Spooky in Texas, she's got my back. You got all these different people that we've met through the years, even through this fucking funny thing called the podcast and these wires.
Yeah.
And it's just, it teaches you a different degree of even on the internet, it teaches you a different degree of empathy. I would hate to go I felt when my cat died, I felt bad. And I really wanted to write something about Soup Bed and put him up. And the reach was overwhelming. People get it. People get that one line. I believe that you have to make somebody's day every day. That's the key to life. If you want a great life, forget about giving somebody money or sucking somebody's asshole. It's just making somebody smile once a day. A call. Just making somebody's day. Whatever it could be. Whatever it could be, giving I instill it in my daughter. But that's the most important thing of your day, is making somebody's day, and everything else falls into place.
I always say that it's so easy to change somebody's life for the better. When I see like more famous comedians and like their fans will come on them, and they'll be like give them the cold shoulder and stuff. I always find that ingratitude.